today. We didn't even plan the fall leaves. Aw, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chai Together. I am your host and founder, Pratibha Day. With us today, we have Miss Peiming's son, also known as Sunny. How do you feel?
Pretty good, pretty sunny. I'm Chai Together.
Yes, so Sunny and I had already been chatting and laughing and catching up. And we're really glad to be here and finally be doing this with our chai mugs. So Chai Together, we stand for courage, hope, and imagination on this platform. We use courage to showcase our stories. We use hope to overcome and imagination to resonate and understand with the stories that are being shared. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you Miss Peiming's introduction so you could get to know her some more. So it begins with a journey across thousands of miles. Sunny has integrated practices from the East, ancient health practices, and West, modern nutrition and science, as her calling to inspire people to realize their dreams and live an enlightened lifestyle. Coming to the U.S. as a graduate student in 1991, 2 years before I was born, she obtained a master's degree, which is not easy, by the way, in molecular biology and worked as a scientist, in the pharmaceutical industry. Her life situations as a single parent over 20 years, a long-term caregiver to her son who has DMD. And please help me pronounce this.
Well, it's so many different pronunciation, but most of them I heard is Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy.
Duchenne. What's the origin of that?
It's the doctor discovered the gene.
Duchenne.
It's a French doctor.
Oh, wow. So DMD-Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, over 17 years that her son has, and facing triple jeopardy, gender, race, and immigrant as well, in a white man dominant, very true, and conservative culture over 11 years. An entrepreneur at uncertain times since 2008. Has transmuted her into powerful and spiritual being who now can live in peace. So Sunny is an author, a public speaker, and now a life strategist, certified with the Tiny Habits method, has a passion to empower lighthouse healers and midlife professionals to live their sustainable joy, energy, and abundance mindset. Her service and coaching programs are offered in both English and Mandarin Chinese to reach a global audience. So how incredible is that? Wow. I love it. I love your spirit and your vibration and that we match. And it's the first time that we're actually speaking on camera.
Yeah, we connect like months, right? we go to do this DM, we do this collaboration for this. It's just a lot of fun. And finally get this chance to face on your platform and connect with your audience, and then we can share some stories and just have some good time.
I like that the texting also, because sometimes you can text with people and you fall off, but people who will be by you with your ups and downs. That's how that's a good friendship and someone that you could rely on, whether they take something personally or not, but you can work things out if they're willing to put the effort as well. Because there's times where I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I don't want this. But there are people who will delete you, block you, or become nasty when you say no and things, I had that happen to me today. Someone blocked me because I told them I'm not interested in what they're offering. And then, so, that's not very good business.
Well, it should be what you are doing, that you will have connection with someone needed.
Yeah.
If it's not vibrate the same way, it must not be the good match. So
yeah, I agree. And I want to say hi to Miss Robin Clark again. Thanks for tuning in. You tuned in this morning.
We have Robin Clark. Yeah, she's so great. And she's always like get me some like encouragement about cooking and all that. Thank you for sharing and sitting together.
Wow. Thank you for all those tuning in. I'm not able to see all the names, but Robin, you got a third shout out today. That's so incredible. I love it. And so where would you like to begin?
That is interesting. Yeah, like how about like triple jeopardy? No, that is like that's in the past. I don't even care less.
Wow.
Anything you want to start? Because a lot of transition in my life can be interesting,
Mm.
and then we can always just share something I learned from it.
Yeah, I like that. So let's start with I don't officially recall how I came across you, but I know that day one I was supporting you and I shared your YouTube channel with my Facebook, and then people got to know you, a few people from there that are my friends. So it's something new you started, right? Not too long ago, about cooking, about your health, and the weight loss that you had. Yeah.
All right, so all this health related extras related to my awakening like 20 some years ago. Um, because that time my youngest son has some kind of a strange thing. He was 4, and
Mm.
he just so behind, developmental delay, and though that is not speaking the way, and he's moving slow, is not balancing well, and I just don't know what he got in that time. And that time I'm already single parent. So it just like compared to my firstborn, is he got so different. But I know he needs some help. So we went through a lot of doctors, and nobody can tell us what he had. Until right, I said, I don't really think the doctor told me, don't worry, no development delays, and he'll be catching up with it.
Mm.
Everything catch up, but the movement did not. So the physical side, he's actually getting worse. Around his 7 years old, I insist to get the doctor referred by his primary doctor to see a
Mm.
specialist in the genetic developmental side. He only see him like 3 minutes. He just like, I know what he has, but we need to do some tests. And then he gave me this term, Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Mm.
I was totally no clue what it is, but things happened like 3 days before this event. I took them to the local public library, which is going
Mm.
through things. I usually just on the side with the children's thing. I don't go to other because they are young. I don't want to leave them alone. But
Mm.
at that time, for some reason, they're playing nice, so I just wandering into like family area, and I just went in and pick out a book. It's Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's like 3 days before diagnosis.
Wow.
And I see the book, I say, gosh, what kind of brutal thing a person need to go through. So what happened is that 1 in 30,000 boys, because of the genetic problem, we have the dystrophin gene got either deleted or not right. So they don't have a dystrophin. That is
Mm.
the protein for our muscle to get bundled together. So if
Mm.
you don't have the protein to bundle the fiber of the muscle, they lose. And the muscle cell, when you lose, it start dying. So that is a muscular dystrophy problem with the dystrophin gene is not there. But I think in that moment, even the doctor told me that I somehow prepared. That 3 days before, I just like mystery just pick up the book from the chair randomly.
Mm.
Then that is, and I flip around the back. It's a young boy with the machine to help them breathing because in the end, the lung, the heart all fell. So I just look at that and say, holy crap, you know, just so unfair, right? But then I'm the caregiver for such a boy for right now. He got diagnosed 7, he's 24 now. So 17 years. And from that moment on, I know I'm the, single mother, don't have anybody here to help me. The only thing they can continue is me. So if I'm not healthy, if I'm not happy, if I'm not sleeping, and who is going to be have energy to really taking care him, which is such a short life because based on the data, it's a lifespan is about like late teen. So he's outlived. He's 24, and he's still able to do a lot of things without problems. Um, but I think that's my wake up moments. Like I know everybody need to know our health needs to be put on the top priority. Doesn't matter you are a single mother or we are so important, right? We have so many things we need to do, and we can and influence others. So the health is definitely need to be top for everything, like the mental health too, like mental health and the physical health, and just in general, that relationship with anybody need to be healthy too. So I think that is my wake up call. So I say,
Wow.
yeah, regardless, I have things to do. I'm stressed, struggling financially, mentally, and at work, and with the triple jeopardies. They're not burning down because I am here. I have this drive and desire. I need to be there. I need to be strong, right? So that's how I get that. But the the flip side is when you become that driven, when you become like determined, you actually burn your own energy more.
Mm.
I through this all this life journey or something. I was like, I'm on fire. I'm okay. I'm a warrior. But like last year, I say, wait a minute, I'm not totally happy.
Wow.
Like I feel I'm successful at something, but the joy, the peace, it's not there because you're always against something, right? So that will be the next transition point if you want to get to it. But this is the end of
Mm.
the first point we are talking about how
No
I
worries.
become kind of healthy.
No worries. You can speak for as long as you want. Wow. It's so captivating. I'm really absorbing your story. And it's so right now, your son is 24 and he's with you, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
actually, he's helping me to edit in my video, so he's
Wow.
my video guy.
I like that. So, with this condition, DMD, what does this, you know, what does this prevent, let's say, from him doing things that are normal?
Well, the only thing he can still move around is his head. Put it that
Okay.
way.
Yeah.
Like he has
Yeah.
zero lung function, so
Okay.
any minor cold is going to be fatal.
Mm.
But he has sharp mind. His
Mm.
mind is just he finally able to communicate. He has whole time like people say
Yeah.
he's not able to speak, but he pick it up, and he has such a he's 24, but when I
Yeah.
talk to him I feel like we are like two old souls, like talking about like eternal conversation, you know what I mean? So I mean, he actually, that's the other transition I have other than the healthy. I need to find an answer,
Mm.
how the death, what's the meaning of the death,
Mm.
right? I mean, I don't want to go that deep, but
Yeah.
that's the other trigger point. Is that, okay, so if I can maintain a good health and a good mindset or
Yeah.
whatever joyful lifestyle, but we're still facing loss,
Yes.
right? It just you can lose your relationship, you can lose your house, your car, your job, whatever, the
Mm.
marriage, those kind of loss, but you have this connection loss too, like when the person really close to you, that is the deepest loss, right? So that gave me another journey to look through the meaning of the death, like
Mm.
why someone has to be showing up in such a short time and disappear. Like, are we still able to have a way to connect that, right? It's just like, I don't think that's enough. When people really connect with you, one that can be lasting longer, whichever the connection you're thinking about. So I go, read all this philosophy book. I'm not religious, but I read a lot of religious texts and go to Bible study and all that, just to relate to their viewpoint of the death.
Mm.
And but I think I actually find my own answer through reading,
Mm.
because really there's a one book I really got strike for is the Tibetan book of living and dying.
Oh,
So
wow.
he using this opposite, people say you live to die or die to live, right? So
Mm.
it's just like shipping around is the duality again, right? Yin and opposite and all that. So through reading, I said, gosh, this is exactly like this is just the process. but that doesn't mean ending that spirit. The energy is still there. It's just we might not be the same dimension, and the reality is separated. So we don't really know. They are just different dimension.
Mm.
But the purpose for us to live through the moments, right? When you live, the reason people fear death is like
Mm.
they regret about the moment when they still have moment to live, they didn't do,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, so we started saying, okay, so I have all the moments to cherish and to have fun. So then I just don't fear about that separation. Well,
Mm.
I still gonna be missing him if that time's coming, but in a sense, I get to this peace because I know I have control right now. When everything is still connected, I still able to touch him. I can still wake
Mm.
him on and laugh together, work together. That is the moment I cherish the most, right? The moments that the current situation, that's something I have control. So I don't really worry about if that moment coming because we all need to go through it anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I rather just prepare for it and just live. Every time you have good time, enjoy it and connect with your friends and drink a cup of good tea, all that is so good, right? And actually that really just become my wake up the second, like the third or fourth waking up, finally get to this point now is I have the way to frame my fear,
Mm.
the way to enjoy the moments. I have to wait to listen to the birds and flower and the food. So when interact with those things, like, oh, I'm really feeling I'm really living right now. Before, you're fighting, you're against your worry, you cannot sleep. It's not really living because we cannot
Mm.
pay attention to what exactly you should do in that moment. You always worry about in the future and you're angry about the past and complain about something happening you, and so you're not living in the moments, and that's get all together as a gosh, this is such enlightenment way. So it's not everybody
Wow.
have to be monitor, get kind of meditated 10 hours a day.
Mm.
Might not get to the point. It's just that awakening, you just say, wait a minute, I have control, I can live in the present. I can have fun, I can enjoy food, I can just, align with everything I do. That is enlightenment way I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you have to be like have
Mm.
a angel ring on your top. 'Cause- so I'm not that far yet. I'm 50 something. I have more years.
Wow.
So, but I think that's a fun way for me to really relate to.
But you're so youthful and vibrant. And it's like, do you feel like your age matters? Like the number matters to you?
Well, I actually felt very old when I'm 30.
Mm.
I look older, other than the gray hair.
Yeah.
And I look like like the really puff
Wow.
face and overweight, and but I can still sleep. But anyway, I look horrible. I
Mm.
feel I'm old. But after last year, I feel like, yeah, I even start dyeing my hair because I said I don't need to. I don't feel old.
That's right.
You just have this energy. You just like, from then I can see the picture even for 1 year. That's the skin tones, everything is different. I don't really, yeah, I do fasting, so that helped too. But I mean, even with that, the energy, and you have this vibration, you're happy and you can take on more of the stress because you know how to
Mm.
refrain it anymore. So that energy and that feeling, like you have like, gosh, I feel like I'm back to the kids. Because
Wow.
when the kids, they don't really think about it, or they just think that they can get bigger and so they can do something, but they don't even think about the number, right? They only just want,
No.
I want to be a teacher, but they don't say I want to. a 30-year-old, I want to be a teacher, right? I don't think I think that way. So I'm more get back to that happy and don't care, just have fun that
Wow.
moment. So I don't know, you watch a movie called Benjamin.
Oh,
Like
yes.
they relive, right? He born as a very old man and he become a baby when he died, right? I think I feel like that.
Wow. So now I know you mentioned fear. So do you have any support? Do you feel like your Bible study is your support about your son?
Well, I went a lot of Bible study, and I
Mm,
think I relate to religious, not only just Christians. All the religion has a limitation in my
mm,
mind because they all focus on certain angle.
mm.
I'm more aligned with the law of the universe.
Yeah.
So I observe. I'm a scientist by trade, so I observe all the cycle, right? 4 season, up and down, sunrise, sunset, everything coming and going, and it just align with it. So I don't really need to find out the reason why I feel fearful or why I feel happy. I feel,
Wow.
yeah, I'm happy, and oh, I'm not happy. That's it. What with it? It just don't against yourself. Don't try to find a reason. Don't need to say, oh, because I'm Christian, so I need to do this. Oh, I'm Buddhist and I need to do this, because that becomes a limitation. They put you back to
Mhm.
this boundary again. So you cannot really ship it. You feel like when you ship, you need to be space, right? But you don't have it, then you have to fit in, and they become inner resistant, I call it, because I have lived through so many years. So I'm very familiar that inner resistance, because you don't flow with it. You want to go that way, but life pointing that way, right?
Or this way on me.
Because we all do that. I'm still doing something. Sometimes, oh, I have to do this, but then I say, if I choose to do it, I will do it. If I'm not ready to do it, I'm not doing it.
Wow.
So I would take the consequences though, because sometimes we are making the wrong judgment, right? You're like, I want to do this, I don't want to do that, but turn out to be you need to do this.
Mm,
But I take the consequences. So I'm not against myself that much. I'm still struggling
mm-hmm.
at times, but much less than a few years ago.
Wow.
So I'm just like, if I can really and back engineering back, like how did I get to the point now? That become maybe a path or just document it.
Mm.
Someone maybe want to try it. It's their choice, right? Or maybe I can just share by writing a book, or
Yes.
become speakers. So those things, I'm sharing my story. I'm not forcing, this the step one, step two, step three. You have to do it because they might not work for you.
Mm.
Everybody's different, right? So we're ready to have this, just like what I experience. I read books. Right? When I read books, it's like, that is answer I look for 20 years. I finally get that, that excitement, that
Oh my
happiness.
gosh.
I really want everybody to have their own moments,
Yes.
right? That'd be so great. Just like Mark Twain said, this two day of your
Mm,
life is very worth to celebrate. One's time you're born, because you need to have experience, right? And second is the one you finally realize your purpose and why you're doing this thing. So you're totally aligned with it and passionate about it.
mm.
That'd be great. Everybody has their own moments. And nobody will be so, oh, because Coach Sonny told me that. So I didn't know. You do it yourself. I'm just being
Wow.
there in the right time. So
I love it. So, were you born in this country or you came to the States when you were young?
came here about 24 years old. So
Wow.
I spent 30 years in the United States, 24 years in Taiwan. So I'm actually
Mm,
programmed also the Eastern thing, but I'm not aware. But it's deep down. So
mm,
all the philosophies and the yin yang and those align with its old program back then, because we are I'm lucky not provide a lot of rules. I'm wild. I went
You
out,
are.
I think that I still remember I was 7.
Yeah.
And one of my neighbor come to my parents say, your daughter didn't wear clothes when she went out. I I was like, hey, let's go out have fun. I just run out. People said, this where is the little girl come from without clothes on? But that's just like me. I'm like, huh? So I think that maybe just like indicated I don't care this boundary, whatever.
Wow.
That's just who I am.
I love it. We're friends because you're wild. I'm wild too.
I still remember I'm taking the shower. I'm not shower like the bath. Like in Taiwan, we have the bathtub. It's like not a really a solid kind. We just put the water in some kind of pail and we just sit in there. So I'm doing my thing, and there's a kid's coming, and I think she just looked at me like this, and I just like, okay, I talk to her, and she just never speak. I said, what's wrong? And and my mother finally said, oh, okay, so I closed the door. I said, oh, so we're supposed to close the door when we take a shower.
Wait, how old were you here? How old were you?
Right now I'm 54, but I came to this country 24. So I spent 30 years to get a degree.
No, how old were you when that shower incident happened?
10.
Oh, okay.
Not 54. I'm not that wild anymore.
Miss Robin said, I am wild. She's talking about me. Yes. I met Robin in person. She is so wild.
I couldn't wait. You have so many great people. I really want to know them. They are just
she is wild and fun and really tall. Wow. So I want to ask you now, you told me about the Tiny Habits book. So is this a book that's been a life changer for you?
I think right before I have already changed it, and this one just connect the dots. So I think the last year, I think I actually posted a photo. I have like 20 books. It's just like direct to readers, and a direct to reader, I said, okay, just let me know which book I want to read. I bought it, I read it. Okay, so I ran through all that. Then I have the idea what maybe I can back engineering back what's happening to me, right? But I said I need some implementation. I need something don't scare people away. I need something that people have this happy feeling. They are ready to try. So then I just go to Clubhouse. Oh gosh. I'm like, so I just Clubhouse, and then which room I want to go. And then there's a tiny habit room. I say, what is that? So I get in there. Oh gosh, now she become my friend. She's such a good presenter and share all the philosophy and all the use of a tiny habit. I'm just like, this is what I need to connect the dots. So I just sign up the next day, become the coaching program, find the money to fund that program because I don't know, I need to get it, right? So through the journey again, and now all the coaching, the teaching, that's exactly that tool need to implement our mindset, our eating habit, our sleeping habit, our whatever you can apply to that. You put that behavior in the right spots, and they grow because habit actually they're supposed to grow themselves. You shouldn't be forced it.
Oh, wow.
So building habit need to be like willpower, motivation, repetition. No. It's just happiness. You just need emotion. So if you do something happy, you feel, oh gosh, I did it again. That habit will be planted. Then they grow. And you can just from that little behavior add something in. And you, I can do this again. Add more. So you become like a little seed and become a tree. So that's the beauty of that little tiny thing, because you don't against it, you don't resist it. You just like, I can do that. So that one of the little tiny habit, like Dr. Fa talk about, like he hate to flush his teeth, right?
Mm.
So he has a little tiny habit. Once I brush my teeth, I floss one tooth. Then he celebrates, hey, I did it. So that emotion imprinted that little habits. But now he do it like all of them because he just said, if one I feel happy like that, if
Mm.
I do 10, I'm gonna even more happier, right? So that is how the beauty was, that little thing you don't resist to it, you just flow
Mm-hmm.
with it and it become part of you. You don't even think about it because you just automatic pilots to do that little behavior, right? So then you just transform your life. But that it's only one habit. Think about when you get up, tell
Mm.
yourself you are great and you are have a good day, everything is not gonna against you. Then you begin to say what I'm gonna do today, three things I need to get done and why, because that's my why. Tell me again the why, right? Then you're going through it and then you get that three things done, then you eat, oh, beautiful food, you cook, oh,
Mm.
it just smells and you
I like your
appreciate.
food. I
So
can
like
smell your
you
food.
can, yeah, so you can do all the behavior you want to throughout your routine. Then the end of the day, you lie down, you say, I got such a wonderful day. I talked to so and so. They're so good. I'm learning so much. I so appreciate them, and smile and go to bed and you have a sweet dream, even if you were aware you were dreaming. So that's how I'm being doing and
Wow.
implemented. I said that's exactly actually I was trying, but now I have intention to do it more and more, right? So
Mm.
the whole thing become that is something I can finally share. So
Wow.
I can finally back to engineering what happened, you know,
Wow.
what exactly happened to me. I can become shiny, happy, and no worry anymore. Then I lose weight too. I don't even know I lose weight because I never tackled the weight.
Yeah.
I don't have. I think I'm overweight in the sense of Asian people, Asian ladies.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
But I never think about I need to do that because I don't
No.
think there's anything wrong with my body. But I
Mm.
have to say, when I lost 35 pounds, oh, it's like, really? I can do that? Right? It's just like,
Wow.
oh, wow. So you don't think you can do it, but then when you really achieve that, like by accident, or actually it's just program, you didn't know it's
Mm.
part of the package. It's just like, gosh. So you have like super confidence after that, right? From the little things you do, then you say, wow, I can do this, and why not try the other things? So you always
Wow.
just you're not chasing for success, to be honest. You
Mm.
become like playing with the possibility to get success.
Wow.
So that's, I feel like that is such a nice way to live, right?
Yeah.
If
You're inspiring
everybody,
me right now. For trying together, you're inspiring me to not, you know, look for success. It's happening because I enjoy what I'm doing and it's going to build. This is the first
Mhm.
year and then it's going to be second, third, fourth, and who knows, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, it's so amazing. And I can see that you're an amazing coach. And I want you to share, if you're able, um, this is something that I want to know, your journey of being a single parent and for 20 years, right?
Hmm.
So during those times, did you ever feel, you know, we all tend to feel loneliness and it may differ for each person, but
Hmm.
having that label or stamp, especially being, Asian, did you ever feel the weight of that to where it led to like depression or made you, self-conscious and hate yourself or something like that, because of what society was telling you, like the hate?
Yeah, I think I do see some bond of my friend cut off. They are married couple. I think they're just sense
Mm.
I must be wrong. That's why but I have to be honest. Like I used to raise three kids. Once I divorced, I
Wow.
raised two. Oh,
Mm.
that's much easier. So I choose to be single parent because I know I cannot handle three kids with a career. So
Wow.
because he's just like a big kid, it to drag me down all the time, and I couldn't discipline
Mm.
him because I didn't raise him. You know
Wow.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
I choose to do that. And the challenge coming is when I know I had to quit my job because
Wow.
my youngest son had to do a lot of surgery here and there, and then like 6 months and recovery. You know how I'm able to handle a scientist job. I need to be there to do experiments, right? And also like the look, that just like she's not here again. You know, I have to be off, but I try to make up some work when everybody's sleeping. One time I'm in this database trying to get things done. Somebody knocked me out about like 1 o'clock. So I went next morning. I said, "Who did that?" They said, "Oh, I didn't know anybody still on the computer. It's 1 a.m." It's I'm trying to catch out the job, and they just look at me and say, "Really?" They always think about me and taking advantage about I'm single parenting. I have a sick kids, but I never let them happen to me. If I have 3 hours because I need to go to doctor, I make up 3 hours whenever I can.
Wow.
But they don't see that. They always think about, well, you're just take advantage. So I decided that's just no need to stay because
No.
no one.
Congratulations. That's so
But so I,
awful.
but the loneliness has happened in that moment. But when I decided to leave, I decided no one can get a tag about my value. I don't
Mm,
allow anybody to do that anymore, right? It's like,
damn right.
yeah, if I don't get a promotion, so I have to seek out, I have to play the games. No. Yep. So, but I do have a good partners, and he and I bond like 2005. So it's like 16
Wow.
years already. He's older gentleman, but he's so supportive,
Wow.
and he respect all this parenting style. He's not the father with my kids,
Mm.
so I didn't block the relationship they with their real father. So I think I still I don't feel like I need to fit in as a married couple, and uh, uh, but I think I'm lucky in here. If I'm in Taiwan, that's a different story.
Mm.
I have to be honest, because a lot of my friends in Taiwan, their marriages broke like so many years, and living in the same house, they never spoke to each other for
Mm-mm.
years because they don't want their family to have the shame. It's like, oh, my daughter couldn't handle her marriage. That's like big taboo in the society. But I'm here, like my mother, my parents do worry about when I want to get divorced. They actually flew over to here, telling me, "Are you wrong?" You're. It's like that's what happened, and they know they couldn't control me since a little boy. I just run a while anyway. So they understand the more they want to control me, I go the other way anyway. So they just
Yes.
let it go, right? Um, but I think that is just indicated to me is like if I choose what I want to do, I take the consequences. Yes, I might get some different thing I don't like it, but in the end, does that really matter? Or your own happiness still
Wow.
the top on the list, right? so that, and also other people's opinion have become your driven power, right? It's just like, okay,
Mm.
if you don't like me to a single parenting, then that's your opinion, and I need to go through my process,
Mm.
right? Then through the process, now I'm looking back all the 30 years, 20 years, 11 years, whatever this journey I took and different transition points, they're really pointing me to now,
Wow.
right? I can help single parent. I can help somebody's caretaker.
Mm.
I can help someone with different language, different culture that got triple jeopardy. And I can help with people, they are so driven, but they lose themselves. So,
Wow.
it's just like, gosh, I actually has everything I didn't know I had. But now I can see the point that we need to go through those up and downs. we need to go through those painful moments and depression. I depressed for 2 years too. So all this and the losses, right? We just get us to realize everything's temporary and everything can change the next 10 years, right? You are stuck in there, but then maybe you don't need 10 years, but I took longer. But so people,
Mhm.
maybe like 1 year just get out from that mental jail.
Wow.
But we do have a way to flip it. We have the way to really just go around and see the other side. And if I can do it, everybody can do it too. I'm not different than everybody else, right? We are the same genome. We are all the human
Wow.
race. So uh, I'm really happy with this opportunity. Maybe I can start to share my story and stuff like that. But really, I'm not the teacher. I'm not coaching. Everybody's their own healing person,
Mm.
right? They just need to connect the dots by reading books, by talking to people, or traveling, or do some chores and sufferings, situations, and you go through all that, and one day that will be your second important day for you to
Mm.
declare, "I got it."
You
Right?
give us so much life. Like you're resilient, amazing, just so joyful. And like, if you had allowed those people to bring you down and, hurt you permanently, you wouldn't be the person you're today. But you weren't, supposed to be in that space because, your coworkers should have been supportive and encouraging and they weren't. But you always knew what's best for you, even if your parents disagreed. And you're always your own person, like individualism, that you had boundaries. Like I didn't have boundaries until last year. So the fact that you had boundaries from a younger age, that says a lot. That means you respect yourself, you have dignity, integrity, like you care about you no matter what someone else says about you. You're not a people pleaser, are you?
Well, that's how I got Zach in the corporate America. I'm not.
uh,
I'm having my own, but they say, "Oh, you are not take sides. You must be bad."
uh,
Okay, so I don't want to take side. I want to be centered. In corporate America, that is the worst thing you can do.
yeah,
But I mean, I read it to stay who I am, just like you said. I
yeah.
might suffer. I might have all this look, and I might have this unfair things. But in the end, I don't feel regretful. I'm not against who I am.
Woo!
Right. So in the end, when you lie down, waiting for your moments, you think, gosh, if I choose that one, might be. So the regret moments, that's really the painful moment for people who want to
Wow.
peacefully move on for the next journey. Because I'd say energy never lost. So
Mm,
that moment is for us to have a new beginning. So if you has that regret and resistance, angry, resentment, and so you're gonna suffer another life. Why bother to
mm,
really let that happen, right? You just
mm,
need to let go in that. If you couldn't let go anytime now, at least we need to let go in that moment. We need to move on because that is the
mm,
last chance. Our last chance to free our soul. So if we don't really take that advantage, because so many things we just couldn't let go, and in that moment we still resist them moving. That is the worst tragedy.
wow.
That's what I see because
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna be in
Mm,
the future, but what I see is all aligned with the content, all aligned with this
mm,
dimension, the spiritual, because this is what I experience, and um, kind of lift me up to a different way to see who I was
mm.
in a way, and but very scientifically because I know that actually the quantum fixes all prove my point. I'm just like, how about this? So I start looking, start to go Google or YouTube, and
Mm.
someone in this like leading field, and they say exactly I want to hear.
Wow.
It's like, really? All right, I'm right again this point. So I
Wow.
know it's all science. I'm not like saying, I'm just the angel sent to no, I really don't have the spirit power like a lot of people in Clubhouse. You can feel like you're talking like somebody's not on the earth. They are like, wow, where'd that come from? But I think for me, I'm still grounded in the science field. I can still get evidence. I can still make sense. But a lot of things still not making sense to me. But at least I know, your lifestyle is something you can control. Your mindset is something you can control. Your relationship is something you can control, right? You can terminate it, move on, or change it, whatever you want to do, right? But those things is good. If you can control that, your mindset, your lifestyle,
Yeah.
your relationship, you are perfect. Just like heaven on earth, right? So I don't need to go that far. I don't care what is the next, because one of them in Clubhouse, they are talking about like the free will and where does your energy go after you pass. I said, who can tell that is the exactly thing? So, because you can have a philosophy, you can have a theory, you can have something, but is anybody come back to tell us which
No.
is the truth?
No.
So why bother to get that deep? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why you say, if you're happy, you're happy. If you're sad, you're sad. Feel it
Yeah.
and move on.
Mm-hmm.
I like that philosophy because, you feel your emotions and you move on. You don't have to. There are people who overanalyze. I don't overanalyze things either. I'm yes, no. I'm not in the middle. Just tell me yes or no. I like directness. That's my cardinal sign, Capricorn, like directness.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just, know the answer and then keep moving. But not everyone's able to do that because they're flustered within themselves. They want to know more, or they don't like the answer and they're looking for something else, but there is nothing else. Not everything in the world has answers. There's things unexplainable medically, mentally, even psychiatrists, and even in this mental health realm, it's so broad about our brain. If you read Dr. Ammon's book, the End to Mental Illness I'm reading right now, no one has the answers. People are just writing their own philosophies and the facts they know and sharing and twisting it into their own words. But that's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh.
Great.
I love it.
hope I'm not scare people. Oh, this sunny guy, a lady, maybe like talking about something. But I mean, this is just what I want to share. Really just my personal experience, and I have data to prove it. The feeling, the step, and I'm the living proof about what I'm talking about. So, what I really hoping someone want to kind of test out the theory, so we can at least have two people proving a word, or three people proving a word,
Yeah.
and we can start writing a book. It's the really things I want to collect more data before I can really write, because this is my own thing. But if you have 10 people going through similar thing and they all come out with similar, like I have, not exactly the same, right? But they all have this wake up moment, and they always have this letting go, and they lose weight, and they become happy and fulfilled, and this is all the data I need to collect. So once I have enough, and then I have more confidence to tell people, this is, everybody can do it. And, I don't tell you step 1, 2, 3. You still need to be your own designer for your life. But at least we know that's the direction we need to let go. We have to just live in the moment. We just need to treat all the things in the past as a stepping stone for your current success. And that become a beautiful book, right? If you have 10,
Yes.
every chapter talk about their experience, but pointing to the same way. We have a power. We are enlightened being, and we can have control our life. The different, become like such a powerful book, right? But
Yeah.
that's my
So do you?
vision. I really hope
Yeah.
one
So
day we can
do
put
you?
together something like that.
So do you need people now?
Well, if someone want to just connect people, we can start doing experiments.
Yeah,
I'm
because I,
scientist.
I do need to lose weight.
But you see, you already start looking better, right? You already start a different way, so you already lose some weight. So just keep
Oh,
moving. Yeah, that would be
wow.
great.
Yeah. So let everyone know where they can find you, and you are looking for volunteers, about your theory so you can write your book, correct?
Well, I don't want to say volunteer, because the
Okay.
thing is, I learned that the energy need to exchange.
Yeah.
So when we do something together, we need to be committed.
Okay.
And the commitments will be something from somebody can really contribute to it. The time, the money, or something, or recommendation, whatever, the review. So
Okay.
it's a process. We'll think about it's still eventually we grow together as a community or something, because like if we
Yes.
prove that concept works. Whew.
I'm looking forward to this. I want to see the book come out. Do you know what the name of the book will be?
How about the global souls connection or something like that? Because we all come from different backgrounds and stuff, right? That's even better. So that means like not only just yellow people can do it.
I got a lot of yellow in me. It's interesting you said that, because someone just messaged me before we were on live and sent me a page called Collaborating Connections, where people network, and they want me to come speak about Chai Together on there. And you just said the name of the book would be The Global, Connections you mentioned. So that's really interesting. Maybe there's like a link there.
That'll be good.
I love it. I love
They
it.
can make a different language too. I'm actually connecting my friend in Taiwan. They can translate the book in Mandarin. So anyway, I'm so appreciative. I think we ran out of time a little bit, right? You say hopefully it's
Listen,
not bothering your schedule.
there's really no limit. I think the longest episode I had was with Mr. Brian Dawkins, possibly, or Mr. Eric Thomas, not E.T. the preacher, but Eric Patrick Thomas. And I wanted to mention earlier that he also can only move his head. He has he's paralyzed from a gunshot wound at age 19. I had him on my show also. Maybe he has his own brand called Inspire, and maybe if your son wants, they can speak and maybe share some experiences together, because he also had lung issues. So I think that would be really awesome. And this is what it's about: connecting people and community. And I'm looking forward to what you do.
Well, yeah, I will let people know. I think I have the Linktree link for you, so you're welcome to post it and people can see it. But the YouTube channel is not ready, so it's not there. Because I involve so many different versions of me. So I have all this kind of the video, and I said I need to clean it before I have this message clear. So that's not ready, but I'm totally in Clubhouse. I am linking Facebook and Instagram, and just welcome to connect me anytime and interview me. I enjoy that because I really want people to hear that. That's not difficult to do once you just change that. But I do have a book coming in July. It's a connect with 23 other authors together. It's called Thriving Beyond Crisis.
Wow.
The resilient the conversation with resilient entrepreneurs. So this one or other will begin to like promote it very largely, but that is I will put a link when it's ready and put in the chat together so people can to give everybody a free copy. So just let me know because I can pay the 99 cents dollars, just send anybody connect with me and because this is so great story. This is journey. I write a book and it's part of my letting go process.
Wow.
So if you really can write books, go ahead, write it. Oh, that feeling's great. Those things just gone. Then you see them maybe have become a shining object for somebody else to look up to, and that feel good. So, but
so you have a chapter in the book for now, right?
I have a chapter actually talking about the spiritual shifting I did last year.
Wow.
So it is very interesting. It's like, you did that? So you wake up in that moment? It's like, yes, that's what I did.
You're freaking amazing. I feel it's interesting because a lot of people that I speak with and a lot of my close friends are all older. And I tend to align with people who are older in age. I believe it's, not that I know better than anyone, like you said earlier, or it's just I do have growth and maturity and wisdom from the harsh experiences I learned and losses that I had. So it made me grow up fast.
Yep.
So I think because of that, I align more with elderly people, and I like volunteering at like elderly homes and hearing people's stories about their life, because people have some remarkable stories in, the rehab centers and the old people homes. And if someone was just to take the time to listen to these people who just need a listening ear or some support, you can give them more life, more add years to their life, who may be depreciating and just so sad that no one comes to see them. So little things like that can really give you life, but also, raise their frequency. So that's what I believe
See,
in.
I'm envy you. You are so young, so you got a lot of more years than I can do. So, so that's great.
Aw, thanks. Yeah. So you would like everyone to connect with you on the link tree, and are you willing to have them friend request you as well, Miss Peiming?
Yeah. Just get anyway for Instagrams and Facebook. I'm all there, and if you really interested to get a copy, and just when you connect with this book, then give you the free book. I think they're going to publish in the middle of July, which is around my birthday anyway.
Ooh,
so it's my birthday gift for everybody, and just have some fun reading all the stories, like amazing transformation they all happen. So if one of us can happen, then everybody can do it too. So that is a great thing.
I like that. And I want to tell people that I love your posts and I like your group. You do have your Facebook group, right?
Yeah, the group right now, I'm trying to see what is the best, because I really want is a woman group. So I'm so sorry if the men want to join. But so it's a women's group because I think we more align with a lot of soul problem. So it's different angle. So that's the woman group, and the name's intentional living, because I think once you put your intention into things can be changed the way you like. So you're not drifting anymore. You have this goal, you have the clarity, you have the control, right?
Yeah.
So that intentional living for joy, energy, abundance. I'm not money coach, by the way, but I give you the mindset you feel every day is a great opportunity, and you enjoy everything. That's abundant to me.
Yes.
But I hoping everybody will see that useful and join the group, because I really need to start grow back, because when I doing the tiny habit, I kind of stop. Then the people just not there anymore.
Yeah, it's good to focus on one thing. Yeah, if you bounce around too many things, you're not given all you have to the one thing that you want to grow. And I like that you're honest, that you're not a money coach, and it's about abundance. And yes, money is very important and we all need it, but the richness is, in our spirit, in our souls, what have you, whatever you believe in. It's about the things that bring us joy, right? Like helping someone, giving to the homeless. It depends what kind of person you are, but whatever you can do, like those are the things that we remember. We don't remember about, I paid $55.43 like on your deathbed, for this TV once or something. Like that doesn't matter. What matters is people and connections, and networking is all about relationships. So This is amazing.
Yeah, your network is your net worth.
Yeah. So, and I just want to say one more time, like, I love your food posts. Like every time I always tell her I can smell it, like fresh food, and tell us just really quickly, I believe it's the 3 things that you use that you always say, and it's colors too.
Yeah. Because I'm a scientist, I like framework. So everything I do, teach people energy, manifestations, and cooking, I have a framework. So for cooking, it's called SPICE, SPICE. So the S is a special, like superfoods. So I go with the 5 colors: the purple, red, orange, white, and green. So the superfood is the S, and P is the protein. You need to find either if you're vegan, or you kind of to get beans or something that have a high protein, and also if you wanna eat meats, and you need to figure out what's the source of the meat, right? And right now they have another protein source I'm not ready for, is the bugs. But they're told the bug is the superfood and the protein source. I was like, I will wait until I have to. But and the eye is the when you start to cook, you need to have some kind of the flavor. They induce the flavor into the cooking oil. So you put like garlic, onion, so you have this spice and pungent to induce the flavor. And the C is you have to know the food characteristic, like which one put in first and how to chop it, how to prepare it. So that is the
Oh, wow.
characteristic, like the essence of the food, the ingredients you have to kind of align with it. That's how when I see the pepper, so you got a lot of water, so I put you in here later. Otherwise, you're gonna create a lot of water with my dish. So I do talk to my food. So I say, yeah, I appreciate you're colorful, but then I'm not you are on the third order. So you go with their characteristic, and the E is you enhance the flavor to do spice.
Wow.
You can do salt and pepper or whatever. So that spice is my framework for cooking.
This is amazing. You need to make a little small digital book or, an ebook or something. Seriously, like, this is great. Like, I never heard this before. Is this your original?
This is after you cook all the stir fries like thousand times. Say, yes, I got a framework here.
Yeah. No,
so
definitely.
That's the spice. Mm-hmm.
Definitely, make it into a book or whatever you want. But
I actually doing the Instagram. I cannot fit with the reel because so quick. So I do the Instagram story. No, not the story, the live.
Yeah.
IGTV. Yeah. Some of the IGTV I will have a spice framework and but I only got one. I have 5 to come and wait until my son has time. Yeah. So we were going to get made together and become a series. Yeah. And that become maybe one of the character category in the YouTube.
It's wonderful.
So that would be, eventually it would be like spice in the one of a channel in the move. That's for energy. And then you can have the social, that's a happiness. So I will have framework for each category, and they'll eventually be in the YouTube. But now I'm just trying to engineering back to put that solid thing so I can start recruiting people. So we can start doing this experiments.
You will. It's already in place. You're putting it out into the universe and sharing it with people right now. It was such a pleasure speaking with you and, like speaking with a friend and, it's such a light, happy conversation, as you would say. And one more thing I wanted to say, you mentioned something earlier about book or cooking or something. I'm going to look back and let you know. I think that would make a great name for a book. It's something that you said that I think would be a good book title for you.
Thank you. Yeah, you always give me like great things and connections and great people. So I'm so glad to meet you and also got a chance to finally talk to you on the stage.
Once again, we match with our leaves and it was unplanned and I always match my guests and I love it. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Have a great day.
Talk to you then. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks, Miss Robin and everyone else I cannot see. Thank you.
Bye.